Welcome to Superhero Pal. I'm your host nerd, Tom Frenigan. Hey, how you doing today? Let me ask you a question. You ever kill anyone? Kind of hoping that answer is no, but if you were in the military or on a police force, then it's completely understandable. No shade. But killing people is one of the biggest no-nos in human history. Even though we seem to do it a lot. A lot. Basically, the first chapter of the Bible says, "Hey, Cain, what happened to Abel?" So killing someone is a big deal. Now, I'm not here to get into the nitty-gritty of real life, but I want to get into superheroes and the whole debate about should superheroes kill. While it's fun and part of the experience of enjoying entertainment, wondering about the morals and the motivation of fictional characters, we still need to recognize these are fictional characters. The rules, so to speak, are different than ours. As Stan Lee famously said, when asked who could beat who in a fight, it depends on the story I'm writing. If Stan needed Rick Jones to whip Dr. Doom, then Rick Jones whipped Dr. Doom. Now, I don't mean this to sound defeatist, as anything goes based on a writer's whim, because I do believe writers have to remain true to characters and have fairly logical things happen in a story, within whatever is standard in that story. When they push too far outside of that, they will lose our interest in the story, and we'll be soon calling that moment when the story jumped the shark. So writers have a duty to the characters and to the fans, and also to the function of the story. What is the greater purpose of the story? Moreover, it's to make money. Sure, writers write because they have to write, but writing becomes much easier if the writer doesn't have to pull a 10-hour shift at Burger King. So a story has to fit a format. TV episode, cartoon short, full-length movie, novel, comic book, whatever. The story has to be tailored for each environment. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, murder. He says murder, he says an old Betty Hutton song. But no, as fans, you have to take into account that this is a story as well. And Batman just can't kill Joker, because they need Joker to come back next week or month or whatever. So the writer's job is to make it realistic that Batman doesn't kill Joker. But if it was real life, you would assume somebody would by now, in a police shootout if anything else. Actually, I think the Joker would just kill himself one day because he was trying to build explosive poison acid giant fruit or something and just kill himself in a lab accident or something. That seems more realistic to me. But it's a story, so he's not going anywhere. So, cut the writers and the publishers some slack for not doing things just like in real life. I mean, would you even be reading it if it was real life? I'm sure someone is saying yes, but you have to remember you are now reading a superhero comic book without a superhero because there are no superheroes in real life. If that's how you truly feel, then you're reading nothing but true crime stories. But you want some fantasy in your life, and that dictates that Batman is not killing Joker. C'est la vie. Now, with that, some kind of safety net, we can dig into some other reasons why superheroes don't kill. One of the main ones is the typical moral code against killing. Characters feel it would make them no better than the villains they fight. It draws the distinction between vigilantes like the Scourge and Punisher and superheroes like Shang-Chi and Hawkeye. Or perhaps in Batman's case, his life was scarred by murder, so he sure isn't going to get involved in it. To jump back into the real world for a minute, this stems from heroic fiction being consumed by kids. And most people find it inappropriate to have heroes killing in kids' stories. This probably dates back to 1933, if not later, when the Lone Ranger and Doc Savage came into the world. Both of them had a code against killing. But back to the comic books, to me there's an even greater, somewhat real-life reason superheroes don't kill. And it's because they're not part of the government. Sokovia Accords aside, superheroes aren't elected, nor are they in the employ of elected officials. say like soldiers or police. If those people break the rules or laws, or even when they're following the rules, there are procedures to judge and punish them. This does not exist with a superhero. For all intended purposes, superheroes operate above the law. They go where they want to go and they do what they want to do. Now, if anyone is saying they're never wrong, so they're justified, you better not be arguing for superhero stories to be more realistic, because I believe that was the whole point of Alan Moore's Watchmen. And so despite all of Batman's bravo, superheroes need the consent of the public. There's an unspoken contract between them and the public, and I believe that is the no-killing code. We, speaking as ourselves living in a superhero world, allow these individuals to take the law into their own hands so long as they don't kill anyone. Cars and buildings can be fixed, bones can be reset, but death is permanent. We'll just forget about the whole death isn't permanent in comics thing here. So that's why superheroes can't cross the line. It's one thing for Ms. Marvel to smash the Rhino with somebody's car, and quite another thing for her to beat a couple of muggers to death. She doesn't have the authority in our, there's that word again, society to do either, but will accept the car if she doesn't kill. You know, Paco was a good kid. He could have grown up to be Vibe someday, but now he's dead. I also find it funny when fans say Batman is responsible for everyone Joker kills when he escapes because he didn't kill Joker. So what about all the people that allowed, air quotes, him to escape in the first place? They have no responsibility? What about the legal system that doesn't just capital punish supervillains? Also, I think that comment is pretty close to victim shaming. You know, Joker kills because Joker kills. I mean, Batman doesn't make him kill. Also, if we're going to talk about this like it's the real world, people don't break out of prison as often as they do in comic books. Cities are pretty safe when serial killers go to jail. So on every level, it makes sense to me that superheroes don't kill. These are stories, mostly for kids, which doesn't stop me from enjoying them. They're not true crime tales. There's still the legal system, and superheroes operate with the public's blessing. But what do you think? Did I miss anything? Is superhero killings good, or is it just bloodlust from the fans? Let me know. And thanks for spending time with me. And if you can be so kind to like, subscribe, and notify, I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Take care of yourself out there.